final round of the 2019 Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship sees the series return to Knockhill in Scotland. The first time Rallycross has been held at this venue for over 6 years. Over 50 cars are here to contest a series of category championships. First of all, though, let's take a look at a lap of the circuit. On board with Todd Crooks in his BMW Mini. First of all, it's to the right and down the drop at Duffus Dip, then on the brakes into the right-hander at McIntyre's, onto the loose section of the circuit through the infield of the tarmac circuit used by, among other things, the British Touring Car Championship. Fairly damp conditions in the lead-up to this meeting and in pre-event testing have meant a fairly rough section on the loose. The cars will be bouncing over the bumps and jumps that have formed in this section as the meeting goes on. Then it's back towards the tarmac, towards the end of the lap. Cars join the tarmac and then up towards the tri-oval, the former stock car circuit here at the end of the lap at Knockhill. Then a final right-hander onto the main straight and up under the Beatsons Bridge over the starting grid at the highest point of the home of motorsport in Scotland. That was a lap of the Knockhill circuit. We begin our roundup with the Funk Motorsport production category. This is the B final. First two finishers go through to the A final. A slow start for the pole sitter there. Looks like Cameron Whitley has got a problem in the Ford Focus, and it's John Rook, the championship manager no less, who leads the way in the Peugeot 106 freshman. Brilliant fifth overall at Lidden Hill in the previous round. The silver Peugeot leads them off. Alan Laidler in the Citroën Saxo is in second place, and Barry Dutton in his Renault Megane, his first appearance in the championship this year, is in third. Quite a few northern-based ringers, you might say, in the various categories in this round who haven't contested the full championship. We've already lost a couple of cars. Cameron Whitley's Focus and also Peter Hamlet in his Honda Civic have pulled up on the first corner as they bounce over the loose section. Flying through at the back there, the Vauxhall Corsa of Matt Reed. Side by side, Barry Dutton and Tony Crisp in the Ford KA. A bit of a clash there as Dutton bounces off Alan Laidler into the tri-oval section. Taylor's turn, as it used to be known, and off goes Steve Gaunt. The Citroën C2 got caught up with somebody there. He hits the tyres. That's him out of the race. So we're only a lap into this 5-lap production B final. We've already lost 3 cars. There's Alan Laidler, the front bumper hanging off after that bit of contact with the Megane of Barry Dutton. Don't forget, only the first 2 finishers go through to the A final. The A final will certainly be worth watching because one of the contenders for the overall BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, Dale Ford, is a production runner. Luke Constantine will also be a contender from the juniors. We'll see them out later on. It's John Rook who leads. Somebody's hit the tyres there in the background. I think it was Tony Crisp in the Ford KA. Barry Dutton in second place. Then it's Laidler. Louis Kershaw up to fourth in the MGZR, but he's run wide onto the grass. No grip there. And Tony Crisp goes back ahead in the Ford KA. This is unusually frantic for a B final. Lee Keeler in the black and red Saxo. Next through, there's Steve Gaunt's car stranded. He's out of the car, he's okay, having hit the tyres at the end of the lap. All got a bit frantic on that first lap. Louis Kershaw under fire now from the Saxo of Lee Keeler, the Team Hard supported car. Barry Dutton going well in that Mark 1 Renault Megane. Could we see that in the A final, I wonder? Well, John Rook has checked out at the front of the field. He's away and gone. Brilliant fifth overall in the A final at Lidden Hill. Louis Kershaw's MGZR seems to be falling to bits. The front bumper's hanging off, the mirrors are hanging off. Lee Keeler gets past him in the Saxo. Next it's Matt Reed in the black Vauxhall Corsa. Well, 3 retirements. The pole sitter of this B final, Cameron Whitley, barely even got away in his Ford Focus. Peter Hamlet didn't get away either. Look at the Ford KA of Tony Crisp there, bouncing like Zebedee over the bumps on the infield section. First 4 breaking away now. Barry Dutton's missed his breaking point. He's gone wide into, he's gone right off onto the grass into the tri-oval section. He's down to 4th. Now that's put Alan Laidler's Saxo up to 2nd. Tony Crisp in 3rd. This is an unusually action-packed B final for the Funk Motorsport production category for the smaller cars, Saxos, 106s, KAs and so on. There was a time when this category was nearly all Citroën Saxos. Great to see some variety coming into it this year. The Saxos, Lee Keeler under fire from that increasingly bent and battered ZR of Louis Kershaw, newcomer to Rallycross this year, the young gun. John Rook's lead has been reduced here. Alan Laidler's battered Saxo giving chase. Proper old-fashioned Rallycross this is, bouncing around over the bumps, getting covered in mud. They kangaroo their way over the bumps there, and Laidler's gone wide as they come off the loose section. Tony Crisp's going to try and pull ahead. He does pull ahead. That's a smaller capacity car the Ford KA. Yellow flag out there at the final corner at the tri-oval, and Louis Kershaw tries an attack on Lee Keeler, doesn't get through. The yellow flag out because of Stephen Gaunt's stranded car on the exit of the corner. Rallycross driver and sponsor, Steve Gaunt Trailers, sponsor the classic category that we'll see out shortly. Tony Crisp in second place. We are on the last lap of this frantic B final now. Looking good for John Rook out in front, the championship manager for the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship. Banner in the background there, Go Rory Go, that's in support of Rory Butcher, the touring car racer, a distant memory from the BTCC's visits earlier this year. Well, Tony Crisp has closed well in the Ford KA, but I don't think he's going to catch the Peugeot of John Rook. He's heading for victory. The KA kangaroos its way over the infield. Almost a rally-style jump forming there. Into the tri-oval for the final time. Peter Hamlet's car pulled up on the outside, the Honda Civic that he debuted at Lytton. It's going to be a win for John Rook. He and Tony Crisp are heading through to the A final. Rook wins it, Crisp second. Alan Laidler dragging his front bumper under the car is third, and Louis Kershaw has an off at the final corner in the background as well in the ZR. He finishes at the back of the field. That was pretty fierce for a B final. Rook the winner by 3/4 of a second ahead of Tony Crisp. They go into the back of the grid for the A final. Alan Laidler third ahead of Barry Dutton in the McGann. Lee Keeler fifth ahead of Matt Reed, and Louis Kershaw, Cameron Whitley, Peter Hamlet and Steve Gaunt all dropped out of that B final. B final time now for the AS Performance Super Modified category. In pole position, Leonardo Lyon in his Peugeot 206, but it's Michel Swallow in the Porsche Boxster that makes a great start. And watch for Jimmy McVicker as well, the local man in the Renault Clio, scything up into second place. He had problems in the heats, which put him to the back of the grid for this B final. Next through is Gary Salmon in the Vauxhall Corsa. Lyon is down to fourth, and then Peter Wharton in his very modified Peugeot 106, the white and Dayglow yellow car at the back. But it's Michel Swallow who leads the way in the Porsche Boxster. Came close to a victory in her final at Lytton Hill at the last round, but got sideways at the devil's elbow and got a bash up the back from a Dutch BMW, which puts her out of the running. She was very frustrated after that one, but she's performed well here at Knock Hill today. Was classified 9th after the heats. Now leads Jimmy McVicker. Couldn't get his Clio to run properly in the heats, was only classified 13th. There were a couple of cars that had to withdraw after the qualifying heats with mechanical problems. Mark Pearson and also Kenny Hall with his Clio. As Jimmy McVicker moves out to the right, he's going to try and take the lead here down the straight. That Clio much quicker in a straight line than the Boxster, and he takes the lead. Jimmy McVicker, the local lad, leads the way down into Duffers Dip for the second time. Michel Swallow in the Boxster, looking to make an A final, I think for the first time in her Rallycross career, in second. Third is the Corsa, that's Gary Salmon, in the car that Harry Volkard has raced in the past. He's out in a different car in the production category today, the ex-touring car racer. Leonardo Lyon, Leo the Lion as we call him, bounces over the bumps further back ahead of Peter Wharton in the Peugeot. It's Jimmy McVicker who leads the way. It's Kenny Hall and Mark Pearson didn't make it as far as the finals. A couple of non-starters in this B final as well. Willie Stewart with the ex-Tommy Graham Ford Escort Mark II as I thought there was going to be a collision there. Gary Salmon nearly sliding into the back of the Boxster, the Corsa missing his braking point there. This could allow Leonardo Lyon to attack the third. He could allow Peter Wharton to attack as well in the Peugeot 106. He charges up the inside under the Beatsons Bridge. Michel Swallow still there in second place. Here comes Wharton on the inside, up on the curb, passes the Corsa of Gary Salmon. Down into the right-hander at McIntyre's onto the loose section. There's Willie Stewart not making it out, nor did the BMW of Gavin Freer due to problems in the heat. So just the 5 cars for this B final. Incidentally, the production 4x4 category had only 1 entry today. That ran mixed in with the super modified category today. James Lyon, the only entry in his Nissan. The championship there has already been won by James Phillips in his Subaru Impreza. 5 cars fairly close together now as he can't to start the penultimate lap. It is still Jimmy McVicker in his Clio, but Michel Swallow is fighting back. This is the best we've seen Michel run all season. Her first year in Rallycross. Came close to a victory at Lytton in her final. As we said, was taken out in an incident that left the Porsche with a bent chassis leg. Rob Scott, the car's owner, has been working feverishly to get this car back out. Their team also races hovercraft, of all things, would you believe? Certainly hovering over the bumps. On the loose section here, the Boxster, can she catch Jimmy McVicker in the Renault Clio? Peter Wharton still third. Fourth, it's Gary Salmon, but here comes Leonardo Lyon, man from the Scottish borders, racing on his local circuit today. Attacking back, and he's up into fourth in the Peugeot 206, now going for third, attacking Peter Wharton in the Peugeot 106. Jimmy McVicker's increased his lead. That Clio quicker in a straight line than its opposition here. He may be one to watch come the A final as well. Up to the start of the last lap. Last lap board is out from the marshal. Say as always, full credit to all our volunteer marshals here at Knockhill. We couldn't go racing without them. Some of them have travelled a very long way to be here today. Peter Wharton still third. There is Lyon in the 206, was a bit wide over the curves, and Peter Wharton hanging the tail out there, throws it through McIntyre's. Out onto the loose section. You don't want to run onto the grass to the right of the circuit there. It's very boggy after the rain we've had this week. You can see the puddles around the circuit. You hit that grass, you're likely to bog down and get stuck. Jimmy McVicker then is heading for victory, making up for mechanical woes with the Clio in the heats. Michelle Swallow, is she going to hang on and qualify for her first ever A final? Here comes Leonardo Lyon, having a look up the inside in the Peugeot 206. Can he get second place away on the final turn? It's very close there. He's not quite going to get down the inside, I don't think. Michelle will use the extra power of the Porsche. McVicker comes in to win it. Michelle Swallow qualifies for her first ever A final. Lyon third. Fourth is Wharton, and fifth for Gary Salmon. Terrific race there from the AS Performance Super Modified category. Jimmy McVicker wins by just over a second ahead of Michelle Swallow. They're into the A final. Lyon third ahead of Wharton and Salmon. Wooly Stewart and Gavin Freer were non-starters in our AS Performance Super Modified B final. First of the A finals then is for the Classic division, sponsored by Steve Gaunt Trailers. Mark Jones, the champion-elect, on pole position. He won 2 heats. David Crockett alongside him in the Vauxhall Chevette won heat number 3. It's Jones that leads them off in the Toyota MR2. David Crockett up into second place. David Ewing in the Fiesta Evo is third. And a tangle there at the back. Dave Black in the Vauxhall Astra, the local man, and Steve Bell in the Peugeot 205 going off. The leaders head onto the infield section, and off goes Ian Biaggi in the Mini. He goes off onto the grass. He's likely to get bogged down on there with all the rain we've had. It's Mark Jones who leads. Dave Crockett in the Chevette, but he rolled in the heats at Lyddon, didn't make it as far as the finals. The man from Northern Ireland in second place. Third is David Ewing in that Mitsubishi-powered rear-wheel drive Fiesta, a real mixture of different vehicles, a true hybrid in Rallycross terms. In third place, he's had a great day today despite a bit of a misfire. And in fourth place, Gabe Hamill with his very rare Fiat X19. There can't be many of those competing in Rallycross around the world. David Martin next in the Peugeot 205. Steve Bell's black 205 has got going again at the back after tangling with Dave Black in his Vauxhall Astra on the first corner. Mark Jones leads them through. Crockett in second place in the Vauxhall Chevette under fire from David Ewing, and Crockett slowing down, he's in trouble. Oh, what a shame, the beautiful Chevette HSE has pulled up. The Northern Irishman is out. Ian Biaggi's car we saw stranded there as well. It's Jones that leads from Ewing. Gabe Hamill in the X19 is up into third place, but we have a red flag. The race is being stopped, presumably because of those 2 stranded cars on the exit of McIntyre's. Now we can see Ian Biaggi's Mini has sunk into the grass there. That'll need recovering. So the recovery teams have done their job. We're ready for a full restart. Green lights come on and away we go, and it's another great launch by Mark Jones in the Toyota MR2. David Ewing and David Martin in the ex-Scott Stutchbury Peugeot 205 making a good getaway. They're side by side. Ewing cuts across for second place. Dave Black has struck lucky here. He's been able to rejoin in the Vauxhall Astra. He's in fourth place, as most of his racing here at Knockhill and at Croft in North Yorkshire. Black sideways, they go into the loose section. Mark Jones' main rivals for the championship this year, Vince Bristow in the BMW and Michael Grant in his Ford Fiesta, not here at Knockhill. So Mark Jones is heading for the Steve Gaunt Trailers Classic Championship. Of course, if he wins the Classic division, he can't win his subclass. Modified and Super Modified are the subclasses in the Classics. David Martin, where's he going? Missed his braking point there, I think, goes across the grass. Now his car is run by the Hangover Rallycross team. Hopefully they don't encourage drunken driving. David Martin a bit out of shape there into the final corner. Not racing with a hangover today, don't worry. Dave Hamill at the inside battling Steve Bell in his Peugeot as David Ewing hanging the tail out on the Ford Fiesta. Very experienced racer indeed, the farmer from Cumbria. Dave Black up there in third, the local man in the Astra. Then it's David Martin in Scott Stutchbury's Peugeot 205. It's Mark Jones, the man from South Wales, who leads the way in the Toyota MR2, an ex-super modified class competitor, looking to win the pre-1995 Classic Division in his MR2 here today. David Martin giving chase, David Ewing giving chase, I should say, in the Fiesta Evo. Rear-wheel drive Ford Fiesta, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo engine in it. Raced that car for many years in all categories of Rallycross, says David. Third place over the line is Dave Black in the Astra. Struck lucky with the red flag, having spun off on the first start, along with Steve Bell in his Peugeot 205. Three McIntyres, they go battling for second place. Martin still fourth. Gabe Hamill in the very rare Fiat X19 in fifth position. Mark Jones just taking it a little bit easy on the loose section. Was beaten at Linden Hill by Michael Grant in his Ford Fiesta Mark II. Michael Grant and Vince Bristow, the other championship challengers, not here this weekend, so Mark Jones should have a fairly easy run to the championship. David Ewing could take the Classic Super Modified Championship here this weekend, and a much better season. The last couple of years he's had a lot of mechanical problems with the Fiesta Evo. He's been struggling with a misfire in the heats today. It was Mark Jones who won two of the heats. Davy Crockett won the other one in the Chevette, but of course an early retirement in this fight. Further back, David Martin fourth. Gabe Hamill slipping back into the clutches of Steve Bell's battered Peugeot 205. I think he's lost the bumpers going over the bumps on the loose section a little too roughly. Dave Black, a previous competitor in the Retro Rallycross Championship around the UK, mainly at Croft and here at Knockhill. It's the first Rallycross to be held here at Knockhill in around 6 years. Not many of these drivers will have raced on this circuit before. Dave Black has, David Ewing has as well in years gone by in his Fiestas. He's got a couple of Ford Fiestas kept on his farm in Cumbria. And he catch Mark Jones. Wales beat England and Scotland at the front of the field. Across the top section of the circuit. 2 laps to go this time. Well, Mark Jones heading for the championship in the Marks Motors MR2. Dave Black sent second place here if he can catch the Fiesta of David Ewing. Best we've seen David run this year. He's always up there towards the front, but could he take an A final victory for the first time in a few seasons? Great run by the Cumbrian. Can he catch the Flying Welshman out in front? He's won races in the super modified category in his MR2 in years gone by. It's his first year with the Classic Division. But David Ewing is catching him. That Fiesta is certainly stronger on the loose. Over the bumps they go. And Dave Black's up there as well. Ewing runs a little bit wide onto the grass, trying to get the exit onto the tarmac. And it's up towards what used to be called Taylor's Turn at the end of the lap there. But the Rallycross cars turn off earlier, go over what was the tri-oval. Believe it or not, they used to hold Formula 1 stock cars on that little triangle at the end of the lap. Along with Formula 2's saloon stock cars and much more. You've seen racing at the likes of Cowdenbeath Racewall and Lochgelly Raceway as well in Scotland these days. Up at Crimond in the north of Scotland as well, Scotland's 3 short ovals. Dave Black continuing to chase on. We've lost Stephen Bell, he's off on the inside of McIntyre's out of the race, so it looks like we're going to get just 5 finishers. Gabe Hamill further back, and David Ewing is not giving up. He clips the tyres coming through the loose section. He's throwing that Fiesta around. We're on the last lap now. David Ewing trying his hardest to get up alongside Mark Jones in the MR2. It's England v Wales for the lead. Mark Jones is heading for the championship. He pulls away as Ewing gets sideways coming onto the tarmac, and it's going to be a win for Mark Jones in the Toyota MR2. Not just the A final here at Knockhill, but the Steve Gaunt Trailers Classic Championship as well goes to Mark Jones. Second for David Ewing, that's his best result of the season. Dave Black takes third in the Astra, his only appearance of the season. Confirm the full result then. Jones the winner by 1.2 seconds ahead of David Ewing. Dave Black in third place. David Martin in the Peugeot 205 fourth ahead of Gabe Hamill in the rare Fiat X19. Stephen Bell failed to finish. Davy Crockett and Ian Biaggi, of course, did not take the restarts. In terms of the points championship, Mark Jones is the category champion, Dave Martin second, takes the modified class, and David Ewan the super modified class in third.
Mark, congratulations on another A final win. I think that's your fourth this season, so you've had a really, really good season. Have you been to Knockhill before?
No, first time to Knockhill. First time for us.
And you've certainly adapted to the track well. Were you enjoying it?
Yes, thoroughly enjoyed the track. Suited the car, suited myself. Great.
Definitely. And a lot of people have been struggling with the loose today. It's been quite a challenge for a lot of cars. How have you found it?
Oh, it's been a tricky loose section, but we've got through it. One or two little incidences, but we're fine. No, all done good.
Fantastic. So how have you found the season then this year with the BTRDA?
It's been a really good season this season. Looking forward to next season.
Fantastic. So we're going to see you back, yeah?
Oh, definitely, yes. Yeah.
We'll look forward to that. Thank you, Mark.
Okay, thank you.
It certainly is great to have Rallycross back in Scotland here at Knockhill, the home of Scottish motorsports. Plenty more coming up from the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship very shortly. Welcome back to Knockhill Circuit in Scotland here at the final round of the 2019 Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship. Good weather on the day, but the rain in the lead up to the event has led to some slippery conditions, some interesting races so far. Here are the junior category, sponsored by Questmead and 710 Oils. Luke Constantine, the man to watch. He can win his second successive overall championship here today. He had 2 heat wins. Ben Sayer won the other. They're underway down towards the first corner at Duffers Dip in this 6-lap A final. It's Abby McGuinness in the VW Lupo who has taken the lead. Great start from her. Constantine in second. Ben Sayer is in third. We've got trouble behind, though. Cars sliding about. We've got some spinners, a collision. James Constantine collides with the Fiesta of Brandon McGaughan on the run into the first turn after he spun. Charlie Titcombe and Max Langmaid in trouble as well. Chaos at the back of the field. It's McGuinness who leads over the bumps. It's getting really rough on the loose section of the circuit now. Luke Constantine in second place, the VW Lupo with a slightly bigger engine than the Suzuki Swift, so Abbey able to out-drag the Suzukis off the line. Luke Constantine in second, looking to win 7 out of the 8 A finals held this year and try and take the overall championship. Damage there to the Micra of Alfie Jeekins, damage to his right front corner. Amy Baines next through in the Vauxhall Corsa, then the recovered James Constantine, but the pack's slowing. Looks like we've got a stoppage. Yes, the race is being red flagged. I suspect because of Brandon McCann. Yes, there's the Ford Fiesta stranded at McIntyre's. He got hit by James Constantine after that pile-up. So a restart to our Questmead Limited 710 Oils Junior Rallycross A final. Luke Constantine with a chance to get the better getaway this time, but again Abby McGuinness with more power in that slightly larger engine VW Lupo. A great start from her. The former mini stocks racer on the short ovals takes up the lead. Alfie Jeekins still with that damage to the right front at the back on the Micra. No time to repair it with the restart. He's going to try and keep going. Had a win in the opening round this year at Blyton when Luke Constantine was racing at a clashing event elsewhere. If he wins this one, Luke Constantine, he will be pretty much assured of the overall BTRDA championship and take the coveted gold star. The only man that can stop him, Dale Ford, he'll be out in the production A final. Over the bumps they go. It's more like motocross than rallycross down there on the lower section of the circuit now. Luke Constantine in second. Ben Sayer, who came close to beating Luke at Lyddon in round 7, but clipped a back marker in the closing stages. Next in the order, Amy Baines goes a bit wide there at Taylor's turn on the tri-oval. Lets Max Langmaid go through in his black Swift. But Abby McGuinness, this is impressive, out in front. A long journey here from the southwest of England to Scotland today. Second place is Luke Constantine with Ben Sayer putting him under pressure for that second place. Ray McIntyre, James Constantine up there in fourth in the blue Suzuki Swift. They're clear of the rest of their opposition. Charlie Titcombe in the green and yellow car, then Max Langmaid and Amy Baines and Alfie Jeekins further back in the Nissan Micra with that right front suspension damage. Race settling down. This is impressive from Abby McGuinness in number 614 in her VW Lupo. Ben Sayer trying to attack Luke Constantine for second place. He wants to stay out in front and keep his overall championship hopes alive. The pressure may be getting to him there, though. He's sliding about onto the final corner at Taylor's. And Ben Sayer nearly clips him coming off the turn. McGuinness is getting away in the lead. North behind them is the battered car of James Constantine. He pulls out to have a look as they come down towards Duffus Dip for the third of 6 laps. Abby McGuinness still leads the way, looking for her first ever final victory in Rallycross. Oh, Luke Constantine's locked up, he's running wide over the loose dirt. He's down to 4th as they come through McIntyre's now. This could change things in terms of the overall championship. Is Luke Constantine going to be beaten in an A final for the first time this year? He missed the first round of the championship at Blighton, which Alfie Jenkins won in the micro, but he's unbeaten in A finals since then. He's not been beaten on track in an A final in 2 years, Luke Constantine. Last year's overall Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross champion, the first junior driver ever to win it and take the Gold Star Award. But this is going to shake things up. This could let Dale Ford from the production category in to try and take that overall title. What can Luke Constantine do here in the black and yellow swim? Abby McGuinness still in front in the VW Lupo. Are we going to see an upset result here? Can she take her first ever final victory? Ben Sayer in second. James Constantine is third. Shadow of the rest of his family so far in Rallycross turns, it has to be said. And off goes Max Langmaid. A mistake there down Duffus Dip. He goes wide into the escape road. Charlie Titcombe gets through as a result in his battered 401 car. He's on the podium at Linden Hill for his best ever results of his career. McGuinness continues to lead though. Ben Sayer in second place in the Sayers Tankers Suzuki Swift towards the tri-oval section. To believe Formula One stock cars once raced on this configuration around that final tarmac loop you can see in the background there. Constantine still only 4th ahead of Charlie Titcombe. This is going to be a real upset result here at Knockhill, and the overall championship is going to be wide open. See the damage on James Constantine's car there. He hit the Fiesta of Brandon McCorn and he spun on the first lap. The race had to be red flagged with the Ford Fiesta stranded. Well, Luke Constantine, he's got about a lap and a half to catch the 3 in front of him. I can't see him making up 3 places in that time. I think we're going to have a shock result here, although the lead gap is coming down. Ben Sayer is catching Abby McGuinness here. They're coming up to lap Alfie Jenkins in his hobbled Nissan Micro. The right front suspension damaged. No time to repair it after the red flag went out. There's a yellow flag out there just to warn the drivers of the hazard as they come through Taylor's turn. And Abby McGuinness has run wide through there. I think she might have clipped one of the marker tyres, and through goes Ben Sayer into the lead as they go into the last lap. McGuinness, has she got a problem there? Because she's dropped back James Constantine trying to come through. Whether she missed a gear through there, I'm not sure, because she's back into second place round the outside. But it's Ben Sayer up front looking for his first ever A final victory. He came very close at Linden Hill to beating Luke Constantine, but clipped a slowing back marker and dropped back. But this time, surely nothing can deny Ben Sayer. Luke Constantine is going to be beaten here. He's not going to catch the 3 in front of him. Over the bumps they go. The number plate comes off Ben Sayer's car. He goes over the Big Dipper at the bottom end of the course, then over another set of bumps further up. This is great stuff. It's almost like those stadium super trucks you get in America and Australia with their massive jumps they race over. It'd be great to get those here at Knockhill. Through the debris, look at the state of that, the marker tyres everywhere. But the checkered flag is out. Ben Sayer takes his first ever A final. McGuinness second, James Constantine third. Luke Constantine only 4th after making a mistake a couple of laps in. Max Langmaid comes over in 5th. Now, that's going to change things for the overall championship between Luke Constantine and Dale Ford. By my calculations, Dale needs a top 2 in the production A final. Amy Baines comes home. There's Alfie Jenkins a lap down in his almost 3-wheeled Nissan Micra. Drags the car over the line. Charlie Titcombe will be the other finisher in his very battered car. Such a punishing circuit here at Knockhill more than anything. Well, Ben Sayer takes the win by just under a second ahead of Abby McGuinness. The Constantine's 3rd and 4th. It's the first time Luke Constantine's been beaten in an A final in 2 years. Langmaid, Baines, Titcombe, Jenkins a lap down. Brandon McCorn, of course, didn't take the restart after the red flag with that damage. Points in the junior category then. Luke Constantine at the top. That may change given how the overall championship works out. Ben Sayer and Alfie Jenkins next.
Well done, that was a brilliant drive. You've had to just chase Abby McGuinness down for, I think, the entire race. How did you get her in the end?
Well, I had a decent start and it was tough. I seen her pulling away, and then towards the last lap, she must have missed a gear, and that's when the chance opened and I took it. I'm proud.
Yeah, fair enough. You should be, absolutely. I mean, you've been second year in BTRDA Rallycross. This year you've been consistent all year. You've had some great results, but this win must be a long time coming for you.
Yeah, well, considering it's the last round, I'm really happy with the first win. I've had many podiums through the year, but the win's great.
Absolutely. Your car's been pretty faultless all year as well. You've had no major hiccups with it. You've had some great results. Are you planning on coming back again next year?
I don't know yet, but we'll soon see how the next season goes.
Brilliant. Well, good luck whatever you do, and we hope that we see you back. Thank you.
Thank you.
A final time for the Funk Motorsport production category. Dale Ford, the man to watch from the middle of the front row. If he finishes in the top two here, he will be the overall champion. Joe Miskauskas in pole position alongside him. Harry Volkard in the Saxo completing the front row. Away we go. Dale Ford slowing. Dale Ford's in trouble, I don't believe it. He's pulling over. Oh, disaster for Dale Ford, he's out. I don't know what the problem is. Meantime, further forward, Ryan Randall's Citroen C2 gets spun out. Joe Miskauskas has got the lead, but the main incident of that race surely has already happened, because Dale Ford in trouble. He's out of the race right at the start. And, well, he needed to finish in the top two to take the overall title. He's out, so that means Luke Constantine is champion overall for the second year running. Meanwhile, Joe Miskauskas leads the race. Look at the height the cars are getting. That's incredible as they come over the bumps there. Harry Volkard was about 4 foot off the floor there as he flew over the bumps. That's let one of the Ford KAs through into second. That's Johnny Crisp in the car with the red wheels there. Sue Lane sideways in the Honda Civic further back, but it's Joe Miskauskas who leads the way, the Lithuanian-born driver in the Liqui-Moly Citroen C2. Johnny Crisp in his Ford KA up there in second. Then we've got Harry Volkard, the former touring car racer, trying to go to the outside here. Saxo with the bigger engine goes up to second into Duffus Dip. Harry Volkard, who competed in the Classic division at Linden Hill in a Vauxhall. Graham Aspinall in fourth place in the Renault Clio there, the blue car. And Graham pleased to get into the A final today. He broke down in practice at Linden Hill and didn't get to race. These bumps are becoming lethal now over this lower section of the course. Like the Big Dipper on Blackpool Seafront. Look at the height that Harry Volkard is getting there. He's going to flip that car over if he's not careful. Normally used to racing on the smooth tarmac in saloon car racing. Done BTCC a couple of years ago. Johnny Crisp still holding back Graham Aspinall. There's a car going slowly there being lapped. That's Dale Riches, number 325. Problems for the Citroen C2. Similar car of Joe Miskauskas laps him. Joe won 2 of the heats today to get pole position. Dale Ford won the other, but Dale Ford out of the race, and his chance of the championship has gone. Sliding about there is Dale Riches. Clearly a problem with his Citroen C2. There's something broken in the underneath of that car, I think. Behind him, Graham Aspinall running in third place. He's got ahead of Johnny Crisp, the smaller capacity class that Ford KA runs in. Class A, as it's termed as for the 1400cc cars. Joe Miskauskas out in front, the garage owner based in Northamptonshire. Runs a hire car in Rallycross as well. The car has seen Jordine Wadge racing in previous years. She's now the championship coordinator, so not racing this year. Britain's fastest nurse. Graham Aspinall sideways in the Clio as he tries to lap Dale Riches in the C2, but the main event of that race has already happened. Very sadly, Dale Ford dropping out right at the start, and his chance of the championship has gone. So that means that Luke Constantine, for the second year running, is going to be the overall BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross champion. And that means that Luke won't be the junior champion, because if you win overall, you don't win your class due to a quirk of the BTRDA rules. So that means Ben Sayer is going to be the junior champion this year, despite only finishing second in the points. It's not the unusual rule, but it does mean more winners. Miskauskas continues to lead. He's not won an A final at events, I believe, for about 4 years. Clio of Graham Aspinall flies over the jumps like a rally car there. There's Sue Lane in her Honda Civic, chased by Johnny Crisp, who's lost another place, the smaller Ford KA. Further back in the order are B-final qualifiers John Rook and Tony Crisp as Dale Riches ploughs off onto the grass. He's got something broken in the steering of that car, I think. Trying to lean the car round almost to complete the race. Graham Aspinall in the Clio, great showing from him here at Knockhill. Bit of smoke coming from the back of the car there. Real car breaker, this circuit at Knockhill. They bounce and flail their way along the lower section. Harry Volkard wins points for style, certainly. He'll get the altitude record here at Knock Hill today. He's dropped quite a long way. There he goes again, kangarooing his way along. Still in second place, but he's dropped away from Joe Meskauskas now. It's been a long time since we've seen Joe win an A final. Smoke from Graham Aspinall's Renault Clio. He slides through the last corner there, possibly on his own oil. I think he may have broken the sump on the Clio over the bumps. We're into the last lap now, and Joe Meskauskas away and clear in the Liqui Moly Citroen. Harry Volkard second. Hopefully Graham Aspinall can keep going to the finish here in that Renault Clio, but that looks like oil smoke to me. I think he may have broken the sump or possibly something in the underside as he went over the bumps a little too hard. He said this circuit's a carbreaker, but he's going to struggle his way home. The rest of the pack quite a long way behind. Johnny Crisp and Sue Lane battling for fourth place. Meskauskas is heading home for victory. 2 heat wins today. Always there or thereabouts, but hasn't won until now this season as Lithuanian Joe, as he's known. He's coming in to win an A final for the first time in over 4 years. Joe Meskauskas comes in to take the checkered flag, and trouble on the final turn. That's a spin for the Clio of Graham Aspinall, probably spinning on his own oil there. Harry Volkard comes in to finish in second place. Aspinall, well, he's sufficiently far ahead to take third position, I think. Yeah, he makes it home in third. Now who's going to be fourth? Sue Lane's running wide out of the final turn, so it's Johnny Crisp who will take fourth. Sue Lane is fifth across the line. And next through, well, Dale Rich is a lap down, so next through will be John Rook, the B final winner in the Peugeot 106. What a chaotic race that was. Ryan Randall coming into the finish in his Citroen C2. There is still one car out there, Tony Crisp, in his Ford KA. He will be the last man to take the checkered flag. So the win goes to Joe Meskauskas by over 6 seconds ahead of Harry Volkard, flying his way to second ahead of Graham Aspinall's Smoky Clio and Johnny Crisp, Sue Lane. John Rook, the B final winner, Ryan Randall, Tony Crisp and Dale Riches. Dale Ford, sadly a non-finisher, and there goes his overall title. But he does get the production category, sponsored by Funk Motorsports, ahead of Joe Meskauskas and Sue Lane, who pick up their sub-class titles further back.
Joe, considering you've told me that you've never driven this track before, that was a pretty epic win. How are you feeling right now?
Overwhelmed. I'm short of words and still shaky a little bit. It's cool. It's amazing. Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, you've waited quite a long time to get on the top step of the podium.
Yeah, about 4 years only.
Only?
Yes.
This must be really worth the wait for you then.
Oh yes, and thinking about it's the last race of the season. It's for me like, and first time on the track. I couldn't ask for more.
Absolutely not. I mean, you've got a great team behind you as well, so that must help in the paddock. You've got a great, strong set of mechanics and friends.
Yes, it's a good atmosphere. No arguments, no argy-bargy. Everyone's happy, and that's what makes the day perfect. Also, the sponsors helping a lot, Liqui Moly especially. Thanks a lot for that, guys. And then, yeah, so it's perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. And have you got plans for next season to come back to the BTRDA and join us again?
Probably, maybe. Not sure yet. Most likely, but still needs a lot of things to be done. There's new class coming up. We may be in a new class, but I'm going to do a lot to get there.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, we can't wait to see you back out, and well done for your win. That was an amazing drive. How did you find the loose, by the way? Because everyone's been struggling. You just seem to fly through it.
Yeah, literally fly. It's so bouncy, but just trying to keep the car straight, and that's it. Is just where the most grip is, when the wheel's pointing straight. But other than that, yeah. Good fun.
Always a bonus. Well done, Joe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
AS Performance Super Modified A final on track, then Todd Crooks in pole position in the BMW Mini with Guy Corner and Patrick Ryan alongside him. A poor start for Todd Crooks, and it's Guy Corner in the Lotus who sets off into the lead. We look back from Todd Crooks, he's gone from pole to almost last. Leon Sedgwick in another BMW Mini behind him. There's Sam Boville's Vauxhall Astra, and Alan Crockett, the Northern Irishman, still in with a chance of the championship coming into this event. Problems at the back for Jimmy McVicker in the Clio, who won the B final. Michelle Swallow qualified through that race in the Porsche as well. But it's Guy Corner, winner of round 7 at Liddon Hill, with the early lead in the Lotus Exige. We're on board with Todd Crooks, somebody in trouble there at the back as Pat Ryan attacks for the lead. The Irishman in the Vauxhall Nova. If he wins this, he will win the AS Performance Super Modified Championship. Third place is Alan Crockett in the Corsa. Then we have got Sam Boville. Todd Crooks is back up into fifth position. Jimmy McVicker hit problems early on with the Renault Clio we saw. It's Guy Corner with the lead. Windscreen sprayer going on Pat Ryan's. Well, it will be an Opel Corsa really, being an Irish car, but really a Vauxhall Nova. And Crockett still there in third in the Corsa. I think he's got problems. Yes, I think he might have a puncture, Alan Crockett. Now, he had an outside chance of the championship coming into today's events, but that Corsa is certainly slowing down. He's lost another place there. Todd Crooks has come through after his bad start. They fly over the bumps again. It's Corner in the Lotus. Here comes Pat Ryan up alongside him. He goes through that Nova so quick in a straight line, and the Irishman takes up the lead. Now, if he wins this, he will be the AS Performance Super Modified champion. This race would have been mixed in with the Flitspeed Production 4x4s, but their only entry, James Lyon, not making it as far as the finals. The championship already won anyway by James Phillips, the Subaru driver. Pat Ryan leads. Guy Corner, winner of round 7 at Linden Hill, in second place. Todd Crooks is back up into third after making a slightly poor start in the green and black BMW Mini. The car was present at Todd's wedding a few weeks ago. Sam Boville in fourth place, the Northern Irishman in his Vauxhall Astra Mark III. Lotus takes off there. He was lucky not to roll it there, Guy Corner. Goodness me. Real car breaker this circuit. We can see smoke off the back of the BMW Mini as Pat Ryan runs wide onto the grass. You don't want to get bogged down in there. You won't get going again with the amount of rain we've had. We saw that for Ian Biaggi's Mini in the Classic Division earlier. Sam Boville still fourth in the Mark III Astra. They're way ahead of everybody else. Next through, I think it's Leanne Sedgwick in the BMW Mini. Michelle Swallow is still going further back. We have lost Alan Crockett, unfortunately. I can tell you the Corsa is out of the race. He looked like he was slowing with a puncture earlier on, so the white Corsa is out. So Pat Ryan is heading for the championship here if he wins this. There's Jimmy McVicker's Clio we caught a glimpse of there. He had problems early on. He's going again, but almost a lap behind. So another race of attrition, this AS Performance Super Modified A final. Jimmy McVicker about to go a lap down. There's Pat Ryan, the Irishman. Just missed out on last year's title in the Super Modifieds to Tony Lynch, but no such problem this year. Second place is still Guy Corner in the Lotus. Pat Ryan now has got to deal with a back marker. It's not a common occurrence dealing with back markers in Rallycross. Pat Ryan needs that Clio to get out of his way because Guy Corner is closing fast in the Lotus Exige. Todd Crooks up there in third place in the BMW Mini. Pat Ryan does get through past Jimmy McVicker now, and there's contact in the battle for second place, and into the tyres goes Guy Corner. He got a bit of a tap there from Todd Crooks, and the Lotus is stuck. Gets the nose out of the tyres, he'll get going again, but that's Guy Corner's chance of victory gone. Pat Ryan then about to lead into the last lap of the season for the AS Performance Super Modified category. Jimmy McVicker a lap down in the Clio. Todd Crooks up there in second place, and he's now slightly battered BMW Mini. New car for this season, he's had an A final win at Blyton. Pat Ryan has been the fastest man in the category this year, commuting over from the Republic of Ireland to race, and he's going to be rewarded with the championship. There's Crooks in second, the chassis engineer for Jaguar Land Rover for a day job. Sam Boville chasing on in the Astra in third place. Going towards the checkered flag now. Pat Ryan flies over the bumps there. Michelle Swallow still going. She's almost a lap down in what is now, I think, fourth place, sixth place, I should say. Need to work out what lap some of these cars are on. It's been such a race of attrition, but the checkered flag is at the ready, and Pat Ryan wins the race, and with it, the AS Performance Super Modified Championship, and flying off at the final corner, there goes Sam Boville. So Todd Crooks comes through to take second place. And we've lost Jimmy McVicker as well. The Clio is off on the entry to the final corner. So Crooks second. Leanne Sedgwick's going to take third place. Boville's stuck in the grass. He won't get out from there without four-wheel drive. And Leanne Sedgwick in her BMW Mini takes third. Is there anybody else left running now? Because there is McVicker. Michelle Swallow coming in for fourth place. So the result in the end, Ryan the winner, well clear of Todd Crooks, Leanne Sedgwick third, Swallow gets fourth, her best result of the season, and Guy Corner recovered to finish fifth. Sam Boville didn't get going again, nor did McVicker, and Alan Crockett was an early retirement in the number 89 Corsa. So Pat Ryan takes the AS Performance Super Modified Championship. Alan Crockett and Todd Crooks win their subcategory titles as well. Sedgwick and Swallow 4th and 5th in the point standings, while in the Flitspeed Production 4x4s, none of the leading runners here today. James Phillips taking the title.
Pat, I don't really know what to say about that. That was probably one of the most epic races we've seen all season. I mean, what was going on track?
It was fairly frantic now, to be fair. Myself and Guy Corner all day in the heats, really quick, really clean racing all day. The track was getting a little bit rutty and bouncy, and that kind of played in my favour, I think, with the front wheel drive. So in the final, Guy really quick off the lights as always. Just seen an opportunity down at the back, coming into the tarmac, back onto the main straight. So took the chance, got alongside. In fairness, the guy gave me loads of room. It was a clean move and just got the head down there. Now Guy kept loads of pressure on me. I've never pedalled that car that hard before in my life, but thank God it held up, and I'm just over the moon, really, really delighted.
Yeah, absolutely, and so you should be. I mean, that was just an unbelievable drive. We were all in the pit lane holding our breath watching that. I mean, every lap round you'd overtook another person, you'd lapped another person out on the track, and it was just epic to watch. It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, you must be on a high. I mean, you've had a couple of little issues this year that have kind of put a bit of a damper on your season. This must just be the best way you could imagine finishing the season up with the final. Definitely.
I have to say also for the season that we've had, I have to say a massive thank you to Westward Engineering back home in Enfield. Without them guys, we just wouldn't have come back. We had an engine trouble and they got us going again really, really in a hurry. So massive thanks to them. Kelly as well, who comes with me. She's the only pit crew that I have. She's been running around like a headless chicken every round this year, just getting things sorted. So big thanks to them, and obviously everyone back home that's been giving us support and help. Car Torque at home as well. They've been helping us out with fuel to get to events and stuff like that. So massive thanks to them. So.
Nice to see you've got a good team behind you. What are your plans for next season?
We're probably going to take a year out next year. We're going to develop a new Corsa for the following year, just to modernise it. It's a hard thing to do to step away from the Nova. It's been so faithful to us over the years, but just try and put a fresh face on it and make things a little bit more modern and kind of move with the times, really. So fingers crossed we'll be back the following season, same again.
Excellent. Well, we wish you the best of luck over the winter, whatever project you decide to follow with, and we'll see you soon. Well done. Thank you for being such an entertaining driver this season for us.
No problem. Thank you very much.
One other class run this season by the BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship was Clubman 4x4. Only one entry this season, unfortunately. Simon Horton in his Subaru taking the championship, sponsored by HT Installations. And the overall championship sees Luke Constantine on top for the second year in succession. He takes the overall title, the Gold Star, ahead of Mark Jones, Pat Ryan and the unlucky Dale Ford, whose car sadly let him down in the Production A final today.
Luke, you have had an amazing year with the BTRDA this year. You are now twice BTRDA championship winner overall, not even in your own class. Overall, you've done absolutely amazing. Can you just tell me a little bit about how it's been for you?
I'm over the moon with the result today. Obviously, I wasn't happy with the result in the final because I missed my braking point going into turn 2 and overshot the corner and ended up in the gravel trap, and I was lucky to get out of it. So if I didn't get out of that, I wouldn't be here today saying that I've won the championship. So I'm chuffed to bits with that, and also to win the super final, I'm over the moon with that. So I'd just like to say a huge thank you to my dad and all of the mechanics from Victoria Garage for getting me here, really, because in my first 2 years of Rallycross, not many people can say they've won the BTRDA overall championship 2 years in a row.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you've drove some absolutely blinding races last year and this year. You've been up against some tough competition. You've also had races where you've just flown past everybody, so you've had a little bit of a mixed bag. I mean, have you raced at Knockhill before?
No, this is my first time ever coming to Knockhill, so I thought it was a great circuit. It was really fast. It's the fastest circuit I've ever driven before, so yeah, it's been a great time here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how have you found this track in general? So you obviously look like you're having fun out there, which is the first thing, but it must have been quite a challenge for a lot of drivers, and you've never driven it before, so you must have found some areas more difficult than others.
You know, that's why Rallycross has got its name for being a proper muddy sport. You see on the gravel all of the bumps and jumps and all of that, and all the muddy stuff. You see the cars coming and they're absolutely pitted, and that's how it should be. So I've had a great time.
Absolutely. We're not sure on your plans for next year. We do hope to see you back. Have you got anything that you can give us so far? Have you got any plans for the car, anything like that?
You know, I'm looking for a sponsor for next year because I want to try and move up the ranks in Rallycross. Like, I want to stay in Rallycross especially. There isn't much I can move on to at the minute, especially in the higher classes, as I've got another year in the juniors. So we're really trying to look for something for next year in Rallycross, but I'm not too sure yet. I need to find a sponsor if I'm going to progress in the ranks. So, yeah.
Well, whatever you do, we wish you the best of luck. You never know, you might come back and make it a hat-trick. Good luck either way. It's been fantastic to follow your progress last year and this year, and well done for some amazing driving. I think you're definitely going to be a face to watch for the future.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Congratulations then to our champion for the second year running, Luke Constantine. That wraps up the 2019 Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross season. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.